you sat together with people. Today, people sit together and everyone looking at their smartphone. But there was a time when people actually did talk to one another and actually interacted and maybe learned something from one another. Today, no. Today we're limited by our smartphones.
Yes, it's a little bit like that still where I was living in Natzat Alit, now called Nof HaGalil, where very much everybody is bringing up your children, not just you. Everybody is bringing up your children. But it is kind of really frowned upon in the West now. They don't have that sort of attitude of it takes a street to bring up a child. It's really there's a lot of mistrust and individualization, which is really a breakdown of community and a breakdown of society. So, anyways, so religion
is also a breakdown of the people. People suffer from that.
People do suffer. Yeah, more and more suicides.
Yes.
And going on to antidepressants to try and keep themselves happy because they don't have a feeling of belonging and support network, that they feel that there's a support network of people who've got their backs, people who've got your back, and who you can fall back on and who you can rely on.
Yes.
And that's what's being broken down with the end of religion. So yes, it's a community. It's a community. What was my phrase? I can't remember what I used to describe it, but it was something similar to. Yes, it was close to that. But it is the social relationship with God as opposed to an individual's relationship with God.
Yeah, I prefer the word community because social has been co-opted by all sorts of electronic devices.
Right. Yeah. So now we have to use the word community. Yeah. Now you actually were now talking about clarifying religions. You were also
yes. Well, we have to clarify that since this is a result. Since religions are functions of communities are people, live people, and well, they have history and they have a future, but the live people are change with time. And therefore the religion has to change with time. One way, in some ways. I'm not talking about changing the dogma, and I'm not talking about changing the principles of action or refraining from doing something, but I'm talking about the attitudes towards the religion itself, the attitudes even to my relationship with God. I think differently than I think differently than my grandparents did. And I'm sure my children think somewhat differently, and my grandchildren even more, and my great-grandchildren don't think about that yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. The oldest one, I think, the oldest grandchild has just been 3. Oh, so they have, before they get involved in theology, they've got some time.
They got some time. We had another definition